So this movie wasn't even like they debated whether or not they were going to make it, but it's 50 years later.
50 years.
50 years. That's like even older than I am.
That's impressive. That was the year my mother was born.
Okay. Yeah.
The year before my father was born.
You can't say that it's old then.
That's right. I can say it's it's aged well.
It's aged very well.
Like a fine wine.
That I cannot do. I'll give you anything you ask. We've known each other many years, but this is the first time you ever came to me for counsel, for help. I can't remember the last time that you invited me to your house for a cup of coffee. Even though my wife is godmother to your only child. But let's be frank, you never wanted my friendship. And you were afraid to be in my debt.
I didn't want to get into trouble.
I understand.
We are, of course, talking about the 50th anniversary of The Godfather.
The Godfather.
I was really shocked, Tyler, that you have this thing on repeat.
10 hours straight. He's a machine.
Like, you've been watching it over and over for weeks on end now.
Oh, absolutely. Like, how can I just not end a night watching The Godfather?
I mean, that's a pretty good way to end a day.
And then I take my cat and chuck it out the window, and I'm like, good day to you, sir.
Trying to break my heart? I just got home from work.
What do you do with a horse head every day?
You just wake up to that.
A
nice cuddle or a spoon. You got the nice mane still going. The key is a fresh horse head.
Fresh one.
Cold horse heads are very uncomfortable.
Oh, wow. But the movie did, $280 million or whatever.
Exceptionally well on a $6 million budget.
Yeah.
What I have to say may sound a little unusual.
So
in 1972.
Right. That's pretty good.
That's insane.
I'm not sure. I don't really. Honestly, I mean, it's great that they did the film. They did a good job for what it was, especially on that kind of budget.
Yeah.
I'm pretty impressed with most of it. It's a slow-moving story. It's a little hard to watch in one sitting for me.
Yeah, it was awful. I had the hardest. It was almost like watching Dune. Like, Dune was bad.
Yeah.
Where I was like...
What was your word for Dune, though?
It was campy.
Campy,
This
right.
was not. This is...
No.
This is classic.
At least there's the campy stuff that you can laugh at.
That's
Dune.
right. This one is like... You're taking it seriously the whole time. I didn't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about that.
As far as filmmaking goes, though, what did you think? I mean, how did you look at this film?
I was pretty impressed. When thinking about it, it did not seem like it's 50 years old. I feel like this could have been easily made in 80s or 90s.
Sure. I thought you were going to say like 1975 or something.
This film could have easily been filmed a year later. I almost said the 70s, but I was like, nope, that was the year it came out. But even that being said, I do think it could have came out in the 80s or 90s, especially with, again, the $6 million budget. I thought, like, all the shots hold up.
They do hold up. I was really impressed by that as well. I can't even tell you, like, I expected this to be a super high budget film when I read about it.
Right.
I was like in shock.
Is it really so hard to believe?
Because I watch films, generally speaking, I watch the films first and I do the research.
Right. Exactly.
And so I didn't have any clue what the budget was going into this.
Okay.
And so I watch it and I'm like, wow, this is,
this one I did some research while watching the film.
Sure, yeah. You watched
what are things I should be paying attention for because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. For me, what's so cool about this is seeing all the actors, though. Al Pacino, James Kane. I say
the Wrath of Khan.
Right, because Star Trek. But Robert Duvall. Diane Keaton is in this.
Yeah, she is.
It's just remarkable that all these these young actors at that time, did they just say like, hey, I'll do this for almost nothing because we believe in, Francis Ford Coppola, obviously.
Yeah. Well, and he wasn't the first choice for director either. They went through quite a few, I think.
Oh, then I don't know how many. I know he wasn't the first choice, right?
Yeah. The director was, there was a lot of, I think he was like third or fourth choice, and he was almost fired because he had a lot of indecisiveness.
Okay.
That was some of the
Didn't show.
research I did. No. Well, yeah. I've never read the books.
Yeah, true. Good point. Marlon Brando, I've heard, wasn't real easy to work with.
No, and I think that was a common
I haven't
trait
heard it.
for him.
Excuse me, I just lied.
You experienced it?
No, I read it.
Oh. On Reddit?
Not on Reddit.
Not on Reddit.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I read that as well, but I think that was a common trait for Marlon Brando, was he was
Yeah.
never an easy person to work with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a great, I think the best part for me about this film is it inspired a lot of people to go into directing
Sure.
and acting.
Yeah.
Because how many times is I never watched The Godfather before this,
Right.
going into this. But I do know, I mean, even like films, TV shows, like how many of them do small references to The Godfather, like The Horsehead or something like that. And I feel like a lot of interviews that I listen to, especially with some like directors that do like 90s, 2000s, 2010s, were inspired by The Godfather.
Sure.
So if this film wasn't created, I mean, how many directors could have gone like, oh, I'm just going to do it. Gone into something else.
Yeah. No, that's a good point too.
I love it.
Mafia movies. You said something before we started recording.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is considered a mafia film, right?
Right.
And the word mafia is never used in this long 2-hour and however many minute film.
Yeah, I was surprised by that
Yeah.
too. But yeah, 177 minutes. So
It's crazy they used a real horse head too.
yeah,
Like
I know.
we talk about that, like the horsehead scene. Like we can do that. I don't think we would.
You'd never do that today.
No, absolutely
Never,
not.
ever. They probably don't do it today because they did do it then.
Yeah, I think they got the horse head from like a glue factory or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But still, it's.
It's so weird how...
And he didn't know it was going to be a real one.
Right. It is so weird how things have changed so dramatically in really such a short time. And you think about it, it's like... We talked about, that in another film, in Dog, and like... he wasn't going to do the film. Channing Tatum wasn't going to do the film if the dog died
at the end.
But yet the opening scene, his buddy dies in a car crash that he basically commits suicide in a car crash. And it's like that's so backwards.
Yeah.
And it's like so what if it's a real horse head? Horses die every day.
Or like even just.
Don't just kill a horse. Obviously, my mom's
a
hopefully
horse.
she doesn't watch this.
Horse.
Right. So there's that. But yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling, and I just wanted, I thought it would be good for us to do a shout out to 50 years. It did set the tone, like you said, for a lot of these actors and directors.
Spawned 2 more films.
Yeah.
Al Pacino's rise to stardom. So, great film, and it should be respected for what it was in the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else you want to add?
I have nothing else to say.
So we say happy birthday? Anniversary?
Happy filmiversary? Release anniversary? Because it wasn't birthed. If someone's giving birth to a movie,
It's like God let there be like this. It just spewed out. That'd be weird.
And that's how we end it. See you next time.
Okay, so I'll see you later, huh? I'll give you a call.
So it's done. It's done.